Okay, let's talk about adding a little bit of a high-end attack to a snare. This is going to be more on the subtle end. There's nothing that's going to just be life-changing. However, I don't know how many times I've recorded dull snares. I think every time I've ever done a snare in real life, it's been a little dull. I don't know what that's all about. But anyway, what I've done here, I'm cheating. I just got trigger, and I used some EQ to knock off some of the top end. So we're kind of going to pretend. We're going to pretend that trigger sucks, I guess. Making this video immediately stupid and pointless to some degree. However, if you've ever had dull snares, this is kind of a simulation, and this is what I'm doing. I have it handy, and that's why I did this. Okay, so by knocking off the top end of that snare, let's see what we've got here. And it's not the end of the world. It doesn't sound half bad right there. Now, what I've done here is I've duplicated the snare track, the original snare. So let's take a look at that real quick. And the best way to do that, I guess, is with the listen button to see what the detector is hearing here in Sasquatch. Okay, and so I've used the detector and I've knocked off everything under 80 hertz, and I've got a gate on it. Let's see, minus 32. That's one of them piccolo type snares. Always a joy to work with. Not my favorite thing. Anyway, okay, so with the detector, we've got this going. All right, and we're not going to use any of that direct signal. What I duplicated this track so I can mess with this all I want without having to mess with the original dry thing or with the sample that we got from Slate. Now, so what I've done, EQ-wise, I'm not and normally with these filters right here, we can knock off a lot of that fizzy top. Well, I want some of that fizzy top. I just got to get the shortness, the duration right. So let's see what this does here. And that reverb is coming from my drum bus, which this is routed into, so I'm not adding that with Sasquatch or anything. Okay, and we could play around with that quite a bit if we wanted. But I kind of wanted just something short and sweet, just to kind of sound like that stick click, that initial attack. It's not going to be doing a whole lot. So let's go ahead and hear what we had before and after. And I'm just kind of trying to bring that in there where we don't miss it. I don't want it to be too overt that I've added this click, although I could. And this particular click track is routed into all the compression of the drum buses, so it's going to kind of just be homogenized anyway by just being glued and smashed all the hell in there with all the junk I've got after the fact. But again, without it, and with it. And that's a very powerful tool, and the results, don't change the mix all that much. It's not $1 million trick, but if your snare had no top end, or if you had a lot of hi-hat bleed in the snare, which happens every time, then this particular trick is a way to get just a little bit more of that top end crack without doing any damage to the original snare. Over and out.